good. As we see Atwill getting in on the action. Shoot. Rolls out. Wilson! Maley is feeling it tonight.
Working against Olsen, found an opening and comes up with an easy two. Finds McConnell ready to go and she peels off the three.
Borlase will hug and finish off the window. Here's Kelsey Reese.
Hoopsfest is here in the West. It's a festival of hoops in Perth as the WNBL and the NBL all converge to play under one roof. Welcome to RAC Arena as the players arrive courtside, checking in thanks to Minor Hotels. And it's a crucial game to kick us off. The first place Bendigo take on the third place Perth Lynx as the fans arrive to cheer on their side. And there is some form in the back half of the season, Perth. But the season series between these two, it is tied at 1 apiece. And they have not met since November. Han Shu was yet to arrive for Perth in that one. And Mariana Tolo was her final game of the season for Bendigo all the way back in November 23, and a lot has changed since then. This one is going to be a cracker. Liam Ellison with you in commentary, and alongside me tonight is WNBL Life member Larissa Anderson and WNBL Championship coach and Coach of the Year Laurie Chiswick. Welcome to you both.
Great to be here. How exciting. Two top teams going at it. Opening Hoopfest in one of our favourite cities in Perth. As you said, they haven't been against each other full strength, so we're in for a great battle tonight, Loz.
Oh my goodness, I've been thinking about it all day, all week. You're right. Top teams. Perth, the Hoopsfest, and it's Alex Ciabattoni's 150th, so what a better way to celebrate. I cannot wait till tip-off happens.
And we spoke to Alex Ciabattoni just a little earlier with Sunday Detch about her milestone night.
Chibba, game 150, how are you feeling tonight?
Oh, I'm pretty excited, you know, a little bit nervous, but that's always good. Yeah, just excited for the matchup. I think it's going to be a great game, and Bendigo always tough, so it should be good.
We've got to make this about you a little bit. 150 games, you know, it's very rare in today's games for players to reach it at your age. Obviously, a wealth of experience. You know, can you run me back over that time, or is it a bit of a blur to you?
Oh, look, it's definitely been very up and down from the start of my career till now. There's been a lot of interesting moments and a lot of moments where I definitely didn't think I would be back next season. You know, even having Eli, I was more than prepared to leave when I decided to get pregnant. So for just the last probably 60 games to get through those with Eli, and just that whole experience has just been amazing. And yeah, I wouldn't want to change it.
We've all enjoyed having Eli at the games, you know, him cheering you on. He's such a live wire. You know, how are these memories going to mean to him in the future when you reflect on that when the time comes?
Hopefully I play long enough that he remembers it. That'd be pretty cool. But no, you can already see the impact it's having. All the girls getting around him, they're all his best friends. He has like 12, 13 best friends. He wants to come to everything. He wants to wear, he cries when I take his Lynx top off him. So like, obviously it's incredible to see, and just, it's so exciting. And I hope they help him form in the future, his career, whatever he wants to do.
Chibba, milestone game. Good luck tonight. Hope you guys get the win, especially for you, and I hope you have a great game as well.
Thank you. It was good to see you.
And she's having a career season, Laurie. Alex Ciabattoni, 15 points per outing. She's been superb in WNBL26.
Well, and those 15 points are at 53%, but it's not only the things to me that are statable. To me, she brings versatility, composure, IQ, great decision-making. She really is the barometer for this team, and she will need to and want to go well tonight.
She sure will. These are two of the best rebounding teams, and it's a big job tonight for Kelsey Griffin up against Han Shu and the Lynx.
Kelsey, how are you looking to take on the Lynx tonight?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough battle. They always play well, especially at home. They're a high-octane offense, and so, yeah, I think it's going to be a really good hit-out.
So you're a perennial MVP, multiple champion. You guys have had a different prep this week, an extended break. Has that been welcomed, or is that a bit nerve-wracking sometimes?
I think for us, like, there was a bit of, disjointedness with the Southside game, and obviously the state of emergency that Victoria was in, and some scary times. And so I think that was almost kind of like a perspective shift of like what's really important in this world. And so like a bit of a reset, I suppose, over the weekend, make sure everyone was safe and healthy. And then, had a quick turnaround, came over here. Was great, went down to Mandurah, got to do a clinic with some country kids, which was really fun. Saw a beautiful part of the world. I've never been there. Usually it's just basketball arenas that I see, so it was really cool to come to Perth and actually see some of the suburbs and surrounding areas, and yeah, it was a good day.
Awesome. Good luck tonight, Kelsey. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Our thoughts with all those affected in the Bendigo region and throughout Victoria. Kelsey Griffin there. And a big job for her tonight, as we mentioned, alongside Kelsey Rees. Let's get down to the fourth member of our team here this evening. Sunday Detch, Paris Olympian, two-time NBL champion with the Wildcats. Sunday, welcome.
Welcome, Liam, and thank you. Welcome to Hoopsfest 2026. We've got a blockbuster game tonight. The Bendigo Spirit take on the Perth Lynx. It's a battle of two sides. One's a defensive juggernaut and the other one's an offensive firehouse. I think we're in for a great game tonight.
Thanks, Sunday. You're right, it is a real contrast, the styles between these two. Perth certainly looking to add defence to their repertoire, but they are a run and guard side, Larissa.
They sure are. Look, I think they coming up against the best defensive side in Bendigo, who would be really disappointed at their defensive effort in their last game 10 days ago against Sydney. And oh my goodness, aren't their defence going to be challenged tonight with Kelsey Griffin going up against Han Shu? So I'm looking forward to seeing the rookie, Kelsey Rees, get a go on her. But let's see Perth's defence, because I'm sure Bendigo are going to be really, really keen to get out there.
They sure are. Matchups are plenty throughout. Here we go, underway at RAC Arena, the first game of Hoopsfest here in Perth. WNBL and the NBL all under one roof this weekend. Han Shu early post-entry and a whistle on Pollard to open us up.
The other matchup I'm really curious to watch is Alex Wilson and Alex Wilson and McConnell. You know, they're two really good guards that have had really great seasons.
Ali Wilson is really rounding into form as well for Perth. And that is a great entry pass. Han Shu, and there's not much you can do there.
Well, we discussed it off air that Perth, will they be smart enough to go inside early? And the first two possessions, that's exactly what they've done. So really smart play there by Perth.
Wilson, the early assignment on ball ace. Baseline drive closed off. Early turnover.
I like that look of Wilson on Borlée. She's just got a little bit of height. She doesn't have to stand quite so close. She can use her arms or extend her arms, and that's a nice matchup.
Got a number of options they can go to against Borlée. Atwell's one of those. Ciabattoni as well, possibly, Larissa?
Absolutely. I mean, this is the thing with Perth. You've got so many different combinations. That's what makes them so tough.
Bailey, quick trigger, back heel. McConnell able to corral. Special Hoopsfest jerseys as well for all sides here. Across round 14, where really lost their handle. Open in the corner is Pollard. She can hit from distance. Doubleheader tonight, NBL coming up after this. In the backcourt, they'll give up the backcourt violation.
I think there might be a few nerves out there from some players in this top-of-the-table clash. Such an important game for both teams in the scheme of the ladder. And plus just the whole atmosphere of Hoopsfest and being the opening game and you know, so many people there watching and being involved.
Doesn't it look fantastic in their lives? They've done a really great job putting Hoopsfest together.
They really have. We have the walkouts as well for each individual player pre-game. Quite the occasion. Deep three ball, we're up, just off.
Be interesting to see. 10 days is a big break at this point of the season, which was unexpected for Bendigo. Interesting to see how they go.
Coming off that 10-game win streak, then unusually fell to Sydney. And their round 13 match had to be postponed due to the bushfires near the stadium in Ballarat.
I thought Kelsey spoke beautifully about that, though, really keeping things in perspective.
She sure did. Here she is on cue. Kelsey Griffin, a great look from three.
Great recognition by Borlée. She drove it in, and normally she has the strength and the tenacity to take it to the basket but with 211 centimeter Han Shu there, it was a really good decision not to panic, get it out to Griffin.
Here's Ciabattoni probing. Cut off nicely from Borlée. Good defense. Rebound favored Perth. Maley.
You can see early why these two teams are leading and rebounding, doing a really good job of boxing out both ends.
Here's ball ace on the nail, kicked out. Pollard, second attempt from 3. Book it. Nylon that time.
Well, the thing is, if Pollard's going to get hot, we know she can shoot those. She shoots the 3 ball at 37%. Hanshu's going to have to extend and come out to that 3-point line.
And both these teams lost the first and second in 3-point attempts. They're not shy. They put a lot up.
Double team came from Bendigo that time. Pollard retrieved it back on the Amy replay for her first 3 of the ball game.
What a great assignment for Pollard. First season in the WNBL, up against Hanshu. Off you go.
Won the task. Bailey off. A 10-day break might have been useful for KG23 as well, Larissa.
No doubt. I think that would have been, just quietly, she would have just enjoyed that little bit of a break.
Well, I talked to Kennedy earlier today about that. That was my first question I asked him, and whether it was a good thing or a negative thing. And he said, oh, I'm pretty neutral about it. Like, it's, you know, you can take positives out of it, but you can also look at negatives. So I guess it depends if they win or lose. That's the direction they'll go.
I think for KG it's great, but for a team it's risky. 2 for 2 for KG. She's enjoying us speaking about her.
Quick 6 for Kelsey Griffin. And a 7-point buffer for Bendigo. Ciabattoni uses her body nicely, fights her way down low.
She uses it beautifully. She does that so well.
Well, that's no mean feat, because Borlace, we know, is really strong, and she was able to get into her body, just create that little bit of space to be able to go up.
I really enjoyed Chiba's pre-game interview. Clearly, being a mum, she's thriving.
Step through and the scoop up and in for Borlace.
Great start here by the Spirit.
It is great to hear from Ciabattoni, though, about her journey, Larissa. Now she's just really in a groove, as previous career high was 10 points per game. Now out to 15, had 32 earlier this season.
Well, Liam, you see it happen quite a bit. Player becomes a mum. Again, we spoke about perspective with Kelsey Griffin. That's another perspective. When you become a mum or a parent, everything else just goes out the window. She just looks so relaxed and poised out on the floor this season. I have no doubt being a mum has contributed to that.
Wilson of the line. Hoopsfest is here. Tickets on sale now. Still available across the weekend. One beat, one city, all ball. There's going to be plenty of big names coming through the house. 15th to 18th of Jan. Still time to get involved. Scan the QR code now on screen to get your tickets to RAC Arena. McConnell looking to get downhill as Morris has checked in. Reese connects from 3. They are on from distance.
Well, on fire right now.
Well, I think the Perth right now probably have said, all right, we're going to let Reese, we're going to let Pollard shoot those 3s and live by that, but right now they're really punishing them.
Gorman connects on the flip side.
This is what we love to see, shootout.
High quality hoops here at RAC Arena. Top of the arc 3, she's hit 2. Kelsey Griffin.
Welcome to the Hoopfest, everyone. Get KG the ball, Loz. 3 from 3.
17 plays 9, 5 gone. Backed out with Gorman. Morris will step back inside. Great move off the board.
Really good footwork by Morris. She got the ball, just a nice little spin move, had her head around early, looking at her target.
McConnell assessing, now Reese.
Why not?
Why not indeed?
Oh, well done there.
As McConnell wins it back.
They're the little 1%ers that make a big, big difference.
Both sides have come out of the gates on point from distance. Hanshu's taking an early break.
As is Atwell, so maybe Ryan Patrick is here sending a little message that defensively players aren't getting it done.
It's 5 of 7 from 3 for Bendigo. They were really pleased with their defensive effort last outing against the Lightning. As Wilson this time again cans the triple.
Both teams are going to have to start making some adjustments. The 3 ball is just way too open right now, and both teams punishing.
One possession ball game.
See Emma Clark with the ball now.
Great to see her out there.
Great to see.
First minutes of the season.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
This time it's Werrop. Long-time sharpshooter for the Spirit.
It's a shooting fest right now.
Both teams are shooting the three ball at 67%.
Extraordinary numbers. Fans will be loving it here. The coaches maybe a little more concerned. Reese wide open once more. That is a great look.
Okay, you cannot leave her open. That's 2 from the same spot.
70%, 7 to 10 for the Spirit. They'll take a 9-point lead. Timeout on the floor. 3:18 remaining in the first quarter. My goodness, what have we witnessed?
Well, I think Perth are going to have to go to plan B when it comes to guarding their bigs out at the three-point line between Kelsey, Reese, and Pollard. They are nailing those three-point shots.
They are 6 from 9. That is just fabulous shooting.
The Lynx held Adelaide to 65 points in their last outing. Defense is a focus, bit to work on here for them.
Like McConnell and Weirung are elite defenders. Kelsey Griffin knows our scout and our playbook probably better than what I do. So they've got a few real weapons, and obviously Kennedy's a hell of a coach. So trying to put points on the board against these guys that are a problem. And then obviously down the other end, they've got the one-man wrecking crew, so to speak, in Izzy Borlays, who you've just got to find a way to get under control.
Oh, he's not wrong. Kelsey Griffin is like a second coach.
Oh, that is the difference between the teams right now. When you've got a Kelsey Griffin on the floor, that is exactly what she is. She's a coach, and you can constantly see her guiding her troops out on the floor. It's just invaluable.
I really like the, when the teams are going battle and the coaches are, trying their different strategies out, it's full on in the middle of the game. But they have such respect for each other outside of the game as well. And I think that's really great to see.
See if they can stem the flow here, Perth. Mainly top of the arc. Here's Tegan Graham. Anshu reinserted out of the timeout. Draws 2 defenders. Bendigo see it off. McConnell. Running point to the Spirit. Reese. This time they close out for 3. Weirung has Shoe on the perimeter. Able to worry her out of it that time. 9-point differential. Graham kicked out. Shoe can hit from 3 and does so.
Why not? Join the party. 3-point party.
Kelsey Reese helped out on that pick and roll, and Shoe just recognized that, popped out, and she's efficient at the 3-point line.
Kelsey Reese, a lot of space to work with. Led off that time. Clark with a rake and take, and her first 2 in Bendigo colours.
Off an offensive rebound, which we love to see. It's look, Emma Clark is such a good size for a guard. She'll be invaluable for Bendigo.
Had that roster spot free up with Mariana Tolo out for the remainder of the season, announcing her pregnancy. Bendigo mentioned they were looking to be really picky with that last roster spot. They waited, Emma Clark came along, and it's looking like could be a really great signing.
Well, she was, injured for a while, and she had to recover from her injury, and so they wanted to take their time with her coming back. But isn't this to fill in now? And Kennedy has said that she is so strong. And so to be able to get the offensive rebounds, to be able to be versatile and defend through 4s, it's really going to help Perth down the stretch. Or sorry, Bendigo down the stretch.
There's a former Lynx player, of course, Emma Clark. Does offer a world of versatility, like you mentioned.
How's that, her first 2 games back against both former teams, Sydney and Perth? It happens so often.
And she is on cue. Maley running the breakaway. Then they go back in half-court D. Shoe not quite. And Emma Clark is fouled. First team on the Perth Lynx. Two fouls for Olivia Pollard, the only player in any foul trouble here. Early days. Fast start at RAC Arena. 7 triples for the Spirit if you've just joined us. Here's Borlace, one of the MVP contenders. Looking to advance baseline, stuttering through, great move.
That was not a move from a young player. Such poise there by Borlace. Lovely finish.
First in the WNBL in scoring, 22.5 points per game. Mainly another player in that MVP conversation. Atwell in rhythm.
You know what I really liked about that shot was Tegan Graham went and headhunted the screen for Allie Wilson to come off of that staggered screen and be wide open.
I was just about to say exactly the same thing, Loz. That was such a good play, but really well executed.
Here is Graham out of the corner. Hans shoot. Nakiel and Borlase combines. Five-point differential. 30 seconds remain in the first. Kelsey Reese once more.
That's 3 triples for the 2 bigs for Bendigo Spirit, shooting beautifully.
9 off the pine for Kelsey Reese. Shot clock 4 seconds ahead of the game clock. Backdoor cut was Graham. Great vision. Now Maley. Plenty of time to work with for Bendigo. Can they extend this quarter time lead? 55% clip. Here's McConnell. Long range floater won't go. And it's a great opening from the visitors here. 30-22. The Bendigo Spirit looking to control top spot. And it is so tight in that top 3. Perth Lynx hot on their tail. This one living up to the billing. High quality over in beautiful WA, the home of Hoopsfest. There are so many beautiful beaches right within this metropolitan area of Perth. Thanks to the WA government hosting this wonderful weekend of basketball here as round 14 continues in WNBL26.
Hoopsfest fans, the balls used in that contest that you just saw on the court, man, those are available for you in the concourse. So check that out. Get those rolling balls. And I don't know, get some cars as well. You can make those up at home. It can be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to quarter number 2.
Twelve threes combined in that first quarter between both sides. Bendigo 62% from 3. Werrung involved. Kelsey Reese hit 3 and Kelsey Griffin 3 of 3 from 3. And in all the madness, it was almost lost that Kelsey Griffin with those 9 points has notched up 4,000 career points across her WNBL career. That's a phenomenal achievement.
Sure is. Congratulations. Just another milestone to add to that already very, very long list.
15th place all-time scoring, closing in on 14th is Kelsey Griffin. Here's Meg McConnell right down the boulevard.
Again, beautifully executed, and as Loz mentioned before, when you hit your screens, it makes a big, big difference, and Bendigo did a great job there.
Well, not that time. Seriously high-quality opening offensively for both sides here, shooting above 60% from 3. And Sunday Detch is courtside. Listen into the Lynx huddle. Sunday.
Hey, Liam. Yes, I caught the back end of the Lynx huddle there, and a lot of their talk was on defense. You know, they talked about their defensive rotations, too many open shots. So look to them to capitalize on their defensive efforts this quarter.
Thanks, Sunday. They have so many floor spaces, Laurie. The Bendigo Spirit, Kelsey Reese, a lot of those bigs were able to connect.
Well, sometimes as a coach, you say, okay, we're going to live with... Great shot there by Alex Ciabattoni in her 150th game. If we just watch this replay here, just got her defender on her back and stayed strong. But as I was saying, sometimes as a coach, you go, one of your tactics is, okay, I'm going to let the bigs, I'm going to live and die by letting them shoot the three because we don't feel that their percentage is high enough or for whatever reason. Well, that has just gone right out the window with Reese and Pollard and Griffin.
34% three-point shooter as a side. Here's McConnell. They make it a double-digit lead. Borlase.
I think it's worth noting that Kelsey Reese has her 9 points in just over 3 minutes too, so very productive.
Extremely so. Georgia Booth looking to fight around the screen. Personal foul whistled. It's a call for the referee in the end.
Second foul on Booth, so unfortunately she probably needs to take a seat.
Both of these sides have had some shock losses in their last few. The Perth Lynx lost to the Capitals away from home with that amazing half-court buzzer beater for Poch. Bendigo lost to the Flames after a 10-game win streak. Maybe the right time of the season to get that wake-up call, Larissa?
Look, it hasn't seemed to cost them too much, so all three top teams having that loss over the last 2 rounds, I think you should see an entirely different team this round. It can definitely highlight some things at the right point of the season if you use it.
Well, one thing that Kelsey Griffin said after that Sydney loss, which I thought was very filled with wisdom, is that if you don't win, you learn.
Correct.
And so, you know, that is the way to approach things. They would have watched tape, they would have, you know, prepared, rested, watched, because they weren't up to their normal defensive standard. They're the best defensive team in the competition, so maybe not such a bad thing.
Ciabattoni, the game in her grasp there once again. Able to find her way to the free-throw line.
Well, I like that they're trying to mix things up here a little bit. They've gone away from just the three-point line. Ciabattoni's really created really nicely the last 2 possessions.
Get online to WNBLstore.com.au to find your team's jersey, your favourite player, all there, so you can rep it to the next WNBL game. That's Ciabattoni, able to rattle home in the seconds.
Bendigo have been shooting the ball so well from the perimeter. They haven't even gone to the foul line yet.
That's a great point, Laurie. Been so effective from outside. Now Griffin.
Good job.
What a find to Kelsey Reese, and she'll go to the foul line for the first time this evening.
Well, Kelsey Griffin there, they isolated her on the one side, and Hanshu comes over to help, and it was just a nice little vision, a great vision by Kelsey to find Reese cutting on the baseline.
5-point buffer for the Spirit. Reese with 9 in the first quarter. One of those Spirit players who will be tasked with a Hanshu assignment tonight.
What a great experience for a rookie to come up against. I mean, we mentioned before Pollard starting on her, but unfortunately she got the 2 early fouls. So enter Reese, and she's just doing a fantastic job so far.
Tallest player on the Spirit roster, 196 centimetres, still 15 shy of Hanshu at 2'11".
Oh, the fans are hoping for a free burger here. You can see Kelsey Reese, just a little smile, a wry smile. And they get them.
I'm happy here. Hoops links your code on screen for all those in WA. Claim via the WNBL app.
I think it's appropriate. Hoopsfest, go to Hungry Jack's, get your free burgers.
Absolutely. A home of Hungry Jack's, is it not? Here's that well. Hanshu on the low block. Help defense on time from KG23.
You can see that swarming help defense every time it goes inside to Hanshu.
Tegan Graham, speaking of help D, maybe a little late there for the personal foul. Just sliding those feet. And that is how to keep the big out of the paint.
The thing is a 5-point margin is nothing. We know how prolific scorers Perth are. They average almost 83 points a game and second in the competition, so they can pile on the points at any time.
Well, Bendigo to just 2 so far in this second quarter. Defense has really stepped up a notch. Now Atwell hits the deck. The mop's coming out a bit at the moment, starting to get a bit more physical.
Well, no doubt the beautiful Perth weather. I'm sure they have the air conditioning on in there, but...
Yes, what an amazing place to hold Hoopsfest. It's about the whole experience for fans and players and coaches.
A beautiful place to visit. You both have had many trips over to the West throughout your careers. Is there any highlights that stand out?
2 words, Scarborough Beach. In fact, this person to my left has had to yell at me a few times to to leave.
I would like to say strongly suggest instead of yell, Larissa. KG23, another 3. Wow, I would have to say the break has done her a lot of good.
She is feeling it. Matching up on Hanshu down the other end of the floor. Wilson flipped over. Great find. Maley with space. All Ace with 4 points in the first quarter. Looking to get downhill and does. Defensive foul on Maley, who cannot believe it.
Let's see if she changes the referee's mind.
Doesn't happen too often.
It was a great step-up screen, though, to create for Boulez.
Griffin, number 4 on the Amy replay.
You can just see how far off Perth's split line was there. They're going to have to make this adjustment. Bendigo are not missing from the 3 right now.
It's a second personal for Maley. And this crowd really started to get involved. There's Boulez undisturbed.
Well, it's really important that Perth right now just hold their nerve. They, you know, continue to move the ball, make good decisions, because they have to weather this shooting storm of Bendigo.
Haven't led since the opening moments, the Lynx. Picked clean from Emma Clark. That burst of defense. And that's team foul number 4 already on Perth.
Well, I'm wondering if just the timing of that steal, if they're going to call it
unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike, because there's...
I'd be disappointed if they did. It was a sneaky little hand. I think Hanshu was legitimately trying to...
The thing, though, Larissa, is that it doesn't matter whether it's a sneaky or not. If there's no defender in front, it's an automatic. It's an automatic unsportsmanlike. But I'm just thinking Maley might be in front.
Looks like that's what we're setting up for. Referees discussing with Maley. Clark's at the free-throw line, ready to go. Maley might have a point. She could have been closest to the basket. The sideline ball, in fact, will be the call.
Yeah, I agree with that call. I think there still has to be an intent, even though you're absolutely spot on, Oz, with what you're saying.
Well, that's just the
interpretation of the
rule, yeah.
Booth checks back in. He's a good mate, Meg McConnell. It's been a blossoming friendship this season, those two, Georgia Booth and Meg McConnell. Inside with Werra.
Smart there by Bendigo, isolating Atwell on the wing. Yep, that's a foul every day.
Well, what's so interesting is because Bendigo have been shooting the ball so well, players have to be that little bit closer to be able to close out and carry a hand. Therefore, the split line just wasn't there at all. And, you know, Wareham finds herself at the line.
There's a great look at that Hoopsfest jersey for the Bendigo Spirit.
It's just an easier game all round to play when you're hitting your shots, isn't it, Loz?
Absolutely.
Double-digit advantage. Shu arrives with the screen. McConnell still trying to fight around. Wilson draws defenders. Nearly fell into the lap of Han Shu. Now McConnell can reset. Let's get down to Sunday Dech courtside.
Thanks, guys. As Ryan Petrick calls a timeout, I just wanted to highlight Meg McConnell. You know, she may not be scoring at a high rate, but she's got her fingerprints everywhere all over this game.
It's a 13-point game-high lead for the Bendigo Spirit. Both timeouts used from Ryan Petrick here. As Bendigo, after a slower start, put together a run. 5:18 remaining in the seconds. Griffin with 12, Reese with 9. Biggs led the way. Last time they met, Bendigo blew Perth out of the water back in November 23 down in Gippsland. Now tied at 1-1. The head-to-head looks a little different though this season, Laurie.
Well, it's interesting. That game, there was no Han Shu. That was, as we've mentioned already, Tolo's last game. Prior to that game, Perth had been averaging 72.5 points per game. But their last 9 games, they have been averaging 91 points. So big difference, but Bendigo have played some great defense today to keep them to 29 points.
42 plays, 29 favouring the Bendigo Spirit out of the timeout. They put together a run to force the hand of Ryan Petrick, who's used both timeouts so far in this first half. Have a rampaging offense, the Perth Lynx. Bendigo have been able to hold them so far. Liam Ellison, Larissa Anderson and Laurie Chiswick with you in commentary. Clark this time with the assignment on Han Shu.
Yeah, I love that Bendigo are mixing this up, and you can see Clark, because, I mean, we've spoken a few times about how physically strong she is, just pushing Shu out of the key, not allowing her to get that position that she wants right under the basket. But I think Perth really need to persevere in getting Shu the ball more around. That is clearly Perth's advantage. They need to keep trying to go at that.
Ciabattoni back at the spot in game 150. That's now 6 to her name. Searching for that first WNBL championship this year. She's been a part of 2 Perth Lynx sides that have fallen in the grand final series in game 3. Now right in the conversation once again in WNBL26. Griffin backing down. Atwell working really hard. Mainly looking to push the pace. Here's Atwell walking into a 3. Long rebound favoured Maley, and the C's parted.
I was just about to say, when you're down double figures, probably not the shot they need from Atwell, but you can always rely that Maley is going to get that offensive rebound.
Moving screen called against Clark. Both sides in the bonus the rest of the way on a defensive foul.
And I think you'd have to consider Annalie Maley, who's on screen right now, in MVP contention as well. It's the point she scores, it's her rebound, it's her consistency week in and week out, and just the energy level that she brings.
Absolutely, those are outstanding averages. The 14 boards per game, and Yamaya Morris, textbook post play.
Another lovely move from Morris. I mean, they need that inside presence. That's just high percentage basketball.
One of the better back to the basket players in the WNBL as McConnell involved with the float game.
Well, Morris tried to give a hard show there, but McConnell read it well and was able to still get to the basket.
Wilson able to utilise that screen. Now on the left hands. Who else but Annalie Maley inside. And over the outstretched arm.
On cue, Loz. She just works so hard.
Well, and all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, they're back to 7 points.
Griffin. Now Reese opting against the handoff. Has Morris in front. Wilson came across, and a walk is the call.
I didn't mind that move by Reese, looking to attack there, but great help by Ali Wilson.
Defense has been a factor here in the seconds. 14-13. In fact, now Perth lead second quarter scoring. Here's Wilson for three.
Now, the flip side, Kennedy has seen enough. That was a wide open look from Wilson. Used her screens well, as we've talked about earlier, and just had her feet set, ready to fire.
She's not going to miss many of those.
No.
And as you said, she came off that screen really hard, balanced.
It's 12 for Ali Wilson, equal leading scorer in the ballgame. And Kennedy Kerryarma new coming in. This was a massive matchup against the Lynx.
Yeah, look, absolutely. I mean, obviously excited to play Perth. I mean, obviously they've reloaded since we last played them in Terrelgan. The addition of Hanzu is going to be a great challenge and has been for many other teams already. Again, a great chance for us to test ourselves as we head towards the back end of the season.
Well, they had a victory over the Lynx as part of their previous 10-game win streak. This one would have been circled in the calendar, no doubt, Larissa.
I think you always thrive on those big matchups. This gives both teams a really good test as to where they're at going into the back end of the season. So, and particularly, it is the Hoopfest, but technically it's still at Perth's home. So I think it's a great challenge and test for Bendigo in particular.
It does see a really important juncture for Perth. They've got a 3-game homestand with Hoopsfest. That means it's a 20-day gap between having to travel for away games, Laurie. And for a side that, you know, they do have to travel throughout the WNBL season. That's an important period for them.
Absolutely it is. And, you know, these two teams are meeting now in Hoopsfest, but they actually play each other 4 times. So they meet again in round 16, which could just be another crucial matchup.
Finals ramifications on that one as well. Well, Ace has been held pretty well from the Lynx so far, and we're on. Great offense.
Such beautiful offense. Ball movement, player movement, layup.
Well, Ali Wilson found herself, you know, we call it lock and trailing right behind Warung, and it was just a beautiful pass, just a little bit ahead of Waring, that she was able to finish that shot off.
Wilson lost her footing, did well to opt out to Gorman. Here's Ciabattoni. She joined the party from 3. Morris, one-handed, controls the rebounds. All Ace, able to sky up and take it. 6 points in arrears are Perth. All Ace takes the bump, fall away jumper just short. Maley always looking to push the pace. Great look, corner 3. Morris not quite with the cleanup.
She's giving some great minutes, though, Morris, so far.
Great piece off the bench for the Perth Lynx in the import slot. McConnell with the cross, straight to the cup.
How nice is that? Handles much. Love it. I mean, Sunday just mentioned it on the last cross down to courtside. McConnell is having a great game and absolutely having an impact.
Here is Morris. There's a long-range jump hook.
I liked it, though. Not the air ball, but love a nice little hookie.
Like the idea. Aren't sure we'll replace it.
Very Jenna Whittle-esque.
Really?
No one did it like Jenny Whittle. Remember the big right-hand hook?
Morris over there as we take a seat for the timeout. 48-40, final timeout of this first half. Just under 90 seconds remaining. Bendigo able to protect that lead. It was out to 13 at one stage. Crowd rolling in here at RAC Arena for a massive weekend at Hoopsfest. And it's been a 3-point shootout if you just joined us, especially in that first quarter. Bendigo had 7 of them in the period. Now 10 of 17 from 3-point land.
Izzy Borlase has been kept relatively quiet for her lofty standards. 22.6 points per game she averages, and The other thing about Borlase is 12 out of her 16 games, she has scored 20-plus points. And last week, or the last game against Sydney in that losing game, she scored a career-high 32 points. So she is in fine form, and so for Perth to hold her to 6 points at this point, they're doing a great job.
But to her credit, she still has 5 rebounds and 3 assists.
Yeah.
So that's a real sign of her maturity as a player, that she's not only focused on scoring points.
Well, that's right. If you're not scoring, you can still impact a game with lots of other things.
Absolutely.
Here is Borlase stepping back through. Haley that time with the defense. Perth basketball. Right on cue, they're throwing multiple bodies at her. It's been effective. Borlase, though, does have a knack of just winding teams down as the game wears on. Wilson looking to feed inside.
That's what they need to do, though. I think that's the way that Bendigo are playing their pick and roll defense. If they can just lob the ball up high, a little nicer than that one, a very uncharacteristic pass from Ellie Wilson there. She's a beautiful passer. I think that was the right idea.
They've held hard shooter, 2 of 8 shooting. Delivering on the scout, both sides, inside the arc. Borlase in rhythm.
Beautiful jump shot. Great screen by Kelsey Griffin.
Haley, McConnell nearly had a hand to it. Able to use that pick. Wilson still advancing, felt the body. That is a strong board from Griffin. Numbers down the floor. Borlase, footwork sublime. Get another chance here, the Spirit.
How aggressive does Kelsey Griffin look tonight? Totally different to what we saw against Sydney 10 days ago.
Locked in, that's for sure. You mentioned it in that call on that one. Larissa just looked a little off to your eye, and here she is on cue.
My goodness, she's having a game. She's already 14 and 5 rebounds. She's great first half.
Shot clock unplugged. Last look for Perth. Wilson blows by, unable to reach Gorman.
Did you see the defense collapse when that dribble penetration started? They were there forming a wall and forced that bad pass. You can tell they've spent 10 days working on defense, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
He is working a treat so far. 12-point buffer for the Bendigo Spirit. They're able to improve their quarter time standing. 52 plays 40 at halftime. Opening game of Hoopsfest in round 14 in the WNBL. Kelsey Griffin gets the ice vest on.
She deserves the ice vest.
Does she ever? Absolute workhorse, bringing up 4,000 career points and doing so all from beyond the arc. Controlling the boards as well. They lead that category narrowly. Sunday Detch is down on the floor with Meg McConnell of the Bendigo Spirit. Sunday.
We're joined here by Meg McConnell. Meg, outstanding first half. Seemed like you were ever there on the court. How are you feeling out there?
Pretty good. We knew we had a tough assignment tonight with Honshu, and they have a talented other forward, so our defenses have been a big part of why we got this lead right now.
You guys are shooting the absolute lights out from 3. Is that going to be a focus point in the second half, or you look more to go inside?
No, I think just giving what they're giving us, so I think if they're going to let us have the 3-ball wide open, I think we're more than capable to knock it down.
You're assisting lights out tonight. You know, everyone's making shots. How are you going to look to impact the second half yourself?
Same exact way.
Good luck in the second half, Meg.
Thank you.
They have led for all but the opening minutes, the Bendigo Spirit. They have been lights out from 3, 59% from distance. Kelsey Griffin has led the way. They've been superb over here in beautiful WA in Perth, the home of Hoopsfest, and how lucky we are to be here in Western Australia. Here in Perth, and the fan zone is activated for Hoopsfest here in 2026 across the entire weekend. The entire NBL and the WNBL under one roof at RAC Arena. It is a celebration of the sport, and my goodness, it is off to a great start. Leah Mellison, Larissa Anderson and Laurie Chiswick to run it through with you. And Larissa, they really couldn't have gone any better, I think, in terms of how to start round 14 for the WNBL. That was a real showcase.
What a fantastic first half, what a shootout. Bendigo, 52 points at half-time off, my goodness, 10 from 13 from the three. You don't get a whole lot better than that. They're just shooting the lights out. But not only that, they're rebounding, they're moving the ball, they're playing fantastic team offence, and defensively they're doing a really, really great job, Loz.
I thought Perth did a bit better job defensively in the second quarter. But still, right now, Bendigo can't be faulted, and I'm sure Perth are in that change room right now trying to work out some strategies because they need to slow down the scoring input of Bendigo.
It's been a lot of fun to watch, and today is 150 games notched up for Alex Ciabattoni. Let's sit down with her and find out more about her story.
Great shot to Ciabattoni for three. She gets it done.
Been in the league a while now, and we have a pretty young team at Perth, but if you had asked me 5 years ago if I'd still be playing, I don't think the answer would have been yes. But it's definitely exciting to be back and to pass on some of my knowledge.
Ciabattoni into a three.
Whack.
Any season, you expect Perth Lynx to play like a pretty up-tempo, exciting style. So I think, having 5 or 6 girls back from last season, we should, it set us up to continue that, which is exciting. And, we've got a few big pieces coming in, which is always good. So I think it will be similar, but I think we have, a bit more depth this year and definitely some pieces that we've been missing in the last few years. So hopefully it's enough to go all the way. With our style of play, if you're open, you have the green light to shoot it. We're aggressive, we're always attacking. It's really up-tempo, the coaches back you in, and I think that's sometimes hard to find in this competitive environment, and it makes it really fun to play and just to know everyone has your back all the time, and it's just a great environment to be part of.
Gorman with the push. Ciabattoni from the baseline.
I think being a mum has been hands down been the best experience of my life, and it has changed my perspective on so much. From anything, I thought before I would complain I was tired, and this has just given it a whole new meaning. I guess going to training, when I'm there, I have the 2 hours to focus, lock in, get through what I need to done, worry about myself, and then as soon as I step out of there, mum hat straight back on, straight back to, where's my child, what does he need? Definitely, I wouldn't change it for the world. It's definitely made my game so much more enjoyable, and just basketball, it's taken the pressure off, and it's made it's given me so many positive changes, I think, in all aspects of my life, and given me a bit of a reality, check. But it's definitely has its challenges. At times it can be isolating. He is very good on flights, luckily, but it's a long day for him, and then while everyone's taking a nap, I'm trying to entertain a 2-year-old. So anyone that's had to do that, I'm sure understands where it's coming from.
Ciabattoni stepping through again. Great to hear more from Alex Ciabattoni there, Laurie.
Well, it was fun to hear that the different things that she, has gone through in her career. And her career actually started in Adelaide, and she was coached by the infamous, the great Bodinage and his wife Ella from under 12s to under 18s. So it's really formative years. But, she's been doing some great things in this day as we look at the highlights from the first half. Really, though, a lot of those highlights come from the three-point line and from Bendigo.
Sure does, and offense often takes a back seat to the defense of the Bendigo Spirit. Not the case in this game. They were outstanding, Larissa.
Oh my goodness, 52 points at half-time, but Perth are 40 points, so it's not exactly like Perth aren't getting it done. They're just not, defensively, as Loz mentioned, they need to slow Bendigo down. 52 points is way too much. They're shooting at nearly 60% from the three-point line, so they're going to have to make an adjustment, but I love that Bendigo are now capitalising off those long closeouts and starting to attack more. McConnell already has 7 assists at half-time. She's heading to 14 assists for the game if she keeps that up.
Here's our Blackmores head-to-head. Ali Wilson and Kelsey Griffin, 12 and 14 respectively, and it is that 4 of 4 from distance for Kelsey Griffin. Just yet another marvellous game, this time from distance for her.
Well, and the 5 rebounds, if you add that too, so she's just playing the complete game right now. And I think when she plays like that, it just gives her teammates so much inspiration. And Izzy Borlase, by her standards, has had a relatively slow first half, but there's no doubt she can explode. But having said that, we know the capability of Perth and what they are able to do. Can Bendigo continue to score at this percentage? Will Perth come out and play a bit more defense and get their running game going? Because if you can get good stops, you know you can get into transition.
There's got to be some changes out of the sheds. It's felt like, Larissa, Bendigo has had a plan against Hangzhou. They've been able to execute it well.
They really have. You can see the swarming defence every time she even gets close to the ring. But I think Perth have to persevere with that. So I'm really hoping that they are discussing that at half-time. She's only got 5 points at half-time. They really need to get more out of her.
Coverage needs to adjust, do you think, Laurie? There's been a lot of open threes for Bendigo.
Well, there was initially in the first quarter. I thought they did make an adjustment into the second quarter where they were trying to close out a little bit longer. But having said that, a lot of the threes have been from their bigs. And I know Perth with Hangzhou, even with Morris, they tend to want to be back and protect the paint. So, yes, they will have to make some changes. But as I say, can Bendigo continue to shoot the ball the way they have?
We'll find out very shortly. The third quarter is not far away here in Perth for Hoopsfest. It is a festival of basketball across the entirety of round 14 in the WNBL and the NBL. Third quarter coming right up. Teams back out on the floor to start this third quarter here. The Spirit and the Perth Lynx. Top 3 showdown here And it's Liam Ellis and Larissa Anderson. Laurie Chiswick here with you in commentary. And Sunday Detch is courtside with us this evening as we're not far away from the second half. Sunday, what are you looking forward to?
Liam, I'm looking forward to a fantastic second half. That first half was a battle of momentum. Bendigo got the lead early, then the Lynx came back. You know, we look forward to see how Bendigo keeps shooting the ball the second half.
Sure do. They have been scintillating, that's for sure. 52 plays 40. Perth will need to make some adjustments here as the Lynx fans starting to pack in and get behind their side.
One thing I noticed at halftime is both teams have been taking an exceptionally good care of the ball. 4 turnovers to Perth, 3 to Bendigo. So that just indicates the high quality of game that this is.
Absolutely. 2 of the title contenders for a reason. Rejects the screen from Hanshu, now flipped out. Rattles out on the 3. Maley had a hand to it. Rebounds were tight at the half, 23-20. Bendigo lead that. Griffin run off the 3-point arc. Hanshu coming across and assessed with a foul.
And she's a little bit confused by it, but I thought that was really smart by Kelsey Griffin. I would have forgiven her for shooting that 3 when she's 3 from 3, but great take.
Well, it was because Ciabattoni was closing out really hard to know that she shot 4 from 4 from the 3-point line in the first half. And so Kelsey Griffin, with her high IQ, knew that she could punch it in.
Now let's see if she gives a second burger to the crowd. No chance.
No chance.
They do double burgers? They might for
Surely.
Hoopsfest. I back it.
Well, if you back it.
I'm not sure if my opinion really matters so much, but here's Maley. Fighting inside. She get another look at it. Clean hands from Griffin.
2 offensive rebounds from Chipper there.
Single numbers.
Oops.
Still a little frustrated over on the bench. A couple of missed opportunities.
They were all the right shots to take, though. Really good shots. They just aren't dropping. But to their credit, they're going after getting a rebound, tapping it to teammates, still staying involved in the possession.
That's their 7th offensive rebound, so they are getting after it. As you said, they're just not quite knocking them down yet.
Wilson, Bendigo strike first in this 3rd quarter. Here's the teardrop from Atwell. Such a fun player to watch when she's up and running, Amy Atwell. Here's Ciabattoni right up in the grill of McConnell. Safely into the front court. Pollard. No block catch. Atwell tangled up. Oh. Offensive foul.
That's her 4th, I believe.
Spot on. I was about to say we haven't seen a lot of Liv Pollard.
But she's been unfortunately in foul trouble, and you can just see this little right hook. And that's unfortunate. That will definitely send her to the bench early in the second half.
Big blow. Just the 4.5 minutes. Liv Pollard, who was in the starting lineup.
And that's exactly why they bought somebody like Emma Clark in, so that it's just a reassurance if these players do get in any injury trouble, or sorry, not injury, foul trouble, that they got that backup.
Hanshu, the elbow catch, and now takes it off the deck.
I really like that from Hanshu. I feel like the first half she was just rushing things a little bit, but that was really particular in putting it to the ground and done so with really good pace.
I agree, Loz. That was a lot more aggressive than what she was showing in the first half.
Could be one of the keys for Perth if they can get her involved. McConnell and denied. Hanshu lets her know about it, and a swift tap back inside from Atwell.
What was McConnell thinking then? 6'11", straight in front of her.
That's ambitious. 4-0 run for Perth. Can they add to it? Ciabattoni exploring.
They're just missing some really uncharacteristic shots, but again, that was a good possession by Perth.
We're on directing traffic. Ball ace off the catch, plus interest.
Again, a nice curl cut. Player got defender got caught behind, but if we can see on the Amy replay, the block from Hanshu.
And how nice is a block that also gains possession?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Atwell securing that. Ball ace cruise to 8, 5 and 3 at the half. I sense she might be about to explode. Perth have had the coverage on point though.
Well, I think the other thing too is they haven't had to, Borlase hasn't had to do as much with Griffin shooting the 3-ball the way she is. But a great shot by Allie Wilson.
Well, this is what Perth do. They've just got scorers everywhere. So it is, you know that at some point someone is going to come alive.
Lace can't keep it in. Great D. Ciabattoni at the head of it.
Credit to Chiba. That's twice she's done that. She really chewed up Bendigo's clock on the possession before, and on that one she's created a turnover. So really well done there. Clearly running after a 2-year-old has gained her fitness.
Hanshu inside. Reese fighting hard. And Hanshu, persistence rewarded.
She's pumped.
She is pumped.
Able to stay with the play. And second chance the charm.
Love a happy bench too, Loz.
And they love Hanshu and what she's brought to this side. Already such a favourite here in Perth.
Game on.
Indeed.
Well, as I said, with her coming into the lineup, it's opened up shooters, and they've increased their scoring output by 20 points.
That's a huge number.
Perth are into a zone now.
Reese assessing. Needs to back out with ball ace. 4 seconds. Has to go. Somehow they get the fresh 14. Let them off there. Ciabattoni again getting in passing lanes.
That's the thing about a zone. You have to block out. That's the only thing. It was a really good change up of D there by Perth. Great hands by Chiba.
Two-way guard, Alex Ciabattoni. Ball ace deflected once again. 3 in as many minutes. McConnell came across.
Great.
Now Werrong left all alone. Bendigo stay with it. In the end, they get 2 from the trip.
Great pass there.
Reese walling up, all clean, and Hanshu reversing up and in.
She's just getting her stats up, Loz. Give me a couple of extra offensive rebounds.
Tegan Graham over on the bench is her #1 fan at the moment.
Why wouldn't you be?
Say that again, ball ace. 6-point buffer. Here's Reese. Draws
Great
2
pass.
defenders. Great vision inside. Can't get it to go.
And they're off.
Atwell.
Oh, no.
Transition 3, early shot clock, and it's 3 free throws.
I'm sorry, I don't like that call.
I'm not sure the Spirit bench did either. A few looks of disbelief. Let's have another look at it here.
Yeah, no.
There's going to be some massive games down the stretch. This one of them to shape the Final Four. Make sure you scan the QR code on screen now for tickets and the full season fixtures. We turn for home in WNBL26. And there's going to be some final series as well. This could be a preview. Perth and Bendigo.
I'm not sure what Abby Werrong could have done any differently in that situation.
I agree, and it was a really tough shot for Amy Atwell to take, and it got rewarded. Yeah, that's a tough call.
But it does bring the game back to 3 points. What an answer!
Feel that.
What an answer by Kelsey Reese!
Another 3 for her. That'll be #4 on the evening. Whipped out, Gorman set. Chased down hard from Werrong. And it's the 3rd foul call on the Lynx for the quarter. Four of 5 from distance. Reese off the pine. Will have a big job, you'd suspect, now with Pollard sitting with 4 personals.
Well, Kelsey Reese averages 16 minutes a game so far this season, and already she's gone past 17, and I'm sure she'll be playing a lot more than that.
Absolutely. Here she is with Morris. McConnell hesitates.
Oh, shoot it.
Inside the arc this time. You thought it was going up.
She absolutely should have put that up.
Speaking of,
Ali Wilson
has done the same this ball game. 18 for Ali Wilson.
Wow.
And it's back to a one-possession ball game. 61-58. Bendigo out by 13 at one stage in the second quarter. Perth haven't led since the opening minute. And they are back in a hurry here in the third. 18-9 in this period. First time out of the half for Kennedy Kerryama.
I just love the three-point shooting by both teams. It's been really fun to watch, and from different players too. As we said, for Bendigo, it's a lot of their bigs. Kelsey Rees, so good to see.
Both these teams, I think we mentioned earlier, both these teams are first and second in three-point attempts, and they're certainly not letting us down tonight.
No, certainly not.
Well, Townsville lead the competition in three-point shooting at 40%. Bendigo at 34, but right now they are shooting at 58%.
First time out used from Kennedy Kerryama as the Lynx have come out on a run, and Ali Wilson is now the leading scorer in the ballgame with 18 points, 4 of 5 from distance. And we've spoken at length about the shooting of Bendigo from deep. Well, Ali Wilson is providing that for the home side. Back to a one-possession ball game. 61-58. Liam Ellison, Larissa Anderson and Laurie Chiswick with you. Well, Ace wants a screen. Great find. McConnell, escape dribble.
Oh.
Good look, and she cans it.
So nice. Great little shot fake. Another three ball.
Here's Morris back to the basket game. Wanted to find Atwell and does. Popped it against the corner three. That is a tough take for Atwell.
That's really nice by Atwell, and I think we mentioned in the last game that we broadcast for her, she's really improved, that she's a prolific three-point shooter, but really working on putting the ball on the floor. Great finish.
Let's get down to Sunday Detch on the floor, who is in the Lynx huddle.
Yeah, guys, I was in the Lynx huddle and a lot of positive energy out of there. It was a great third quarter start. Real big emphasis on defense and being active with those hands, and it's been working for them this quarter.
It certainly has. Thanks, Sunday. They have brought it, Perth. This is the response that Ryan Petrick would have wanted.
Oh, absolutely. There's just so much more energy and ball movement so far. But see, the ball's just gone into the post. Morris has been great in that first half. Another lovely move there, just not the finish. But I like that they're going more inside and out.
3 remaining in the third. It's been frenetic so far in this opening to Hoopsfest. Well, Ace and Atwell spins out of trouble.
And as you're saying, defensively, they have been a lot more aggressive too.
Maley has Griffin in front, gets the whistle. Plus interest for Annalie Maley.
Well, Annalie Maley backed herself, thinking that she has better foot speed, quicker foot speed than Kelsey Griffin. And she got the job done here.
Leading from the front, Annalie Maley to the free-throw line for one more.
It's Kelsey Griffin's second foul. Wow. 1-point ball game.
Here we go.
That's what we're here for.
You could not ask for a better game to kickstart the Hoopfest in Perth. And this is, as we said, could be a preview of a semifinal game, a finals game, these matchup between these two teams.
Absolutely, they've been the two form teams in the competition over the last month or so, albeit with a couple of blemishes in there.
Well, I think you'd have to put Townsville in that mix too, really. They've had a pretty solid time too.
I really like this change-up of D by Perth, just going to the zone. It's just slowing down, other than that beautiful cut by Emma Clark. It's just slowed down overall their ball movement offensively.
Great start to life as a Spirit player for Clark. She's up to 7. Lace will fight under. Shu again provides it. Gorman to fire. And Maley hits the deck. There's a whistle spotted. Might have been Clark tangled up.
Which would be her third foul, which is not ideal.
They are in foul trouble, aren't they, the Spirit? Already Pollard with 4.
Well, that's just relentlessness that Maley goes after the boards. And obviously it's a focus to try and block her out, but that is easier said than done. She just finds a way and a means to get after the old boards.
She would be a royal pain to block out.
In fact, it's number 4 for Emma Clark now. Well, that she would. That's 5 team fouls.
Well, Perth will want to try and take advantage of that, get the ball inside through dribble, through pass penetration, see if they can draw some more fouls. Because 1, it sends them to the line, but 2, it really changes the rotations that Bendigo have, and there's still a quarter to go.
It's bonus 3 throws for Maley. Approaching yet another double-double. 8 points, 9 boards.
She shoots the free throws at 83%.
Unlucky on the second. Han Shu had first hands to it. Clark will remain out there. Lost the handle.
That was Alex Ciabattoni again, just her active hands.
Here's a chance to tie or possibly take the lead for Perth. Trailing by 12 at halftime. Shu in the post. Simpson got a hand to it. The Lynx will retain. Short stint out there for the Perth youngster, Kiara Waite. Seven seconds on the shot clock to work with. Going to be quick. Ciabattoni hangs, can't finish. Reese had it and did well. They can burst into the open floor. The Lynx able to recover.
I have to say, both teams' defensive transition has been really good. There have not been that many transition baskets, fast break baskets.
Popped out for ball ace. That was halfway down. Skip pass to Maley. Just strong for 3. Coming across there was Atwell sporting the new jersey.
A bit lucky there for the Spirit. I don't know how Annalie Maley found herself open when we've just given them a pat on the back for their great defensive transition, but they've 1 possession back.
Here's the fresh 14. Great find inside. Atwell, fall away. Won't count, trouble call.
Just watch the battle here between Shu and Reese. They're having a lot of fun, pushing each other around.
Is that what you call it?
Yes. On air.
Well, it's interesting. Han Shu, she said she came to Australia because it's a physical competition. You wanted to be, you know, become more used to physicality, and I think that she's been tested in today's game.
You think she's getting used to it yet?
She's taking a step up in this third quarter. Maley, gritty.
That's a tough finish. Tied ball game.
Indeed. Bendigo have led, but all but the first minute. Kelsey Reese on point from 3. Her 5th from beyond the arc.
Yeah.
What a performance from this first season pro. Post-college off the bench and has been called upon and delivering here. Ciabattoni will stop and fire with a J. 13 seconds, ball ace. Finds a way out of the double. Has Clark there to assist, 4 seconds. MVP contender. Clark, that'll do it. We have a 3-point ball game here with 10 minutes of action remaining. Bendigo remain in the lead, but only just after they led by 12 at halftime. The Perth Lynx had themselves some quarter, and we're over here in beautiful WA for Hoopsfest. Rottnest Island, so much to do. Get over and see the Quokkas. It truly is one of the great places to visit in Australia. The sunniest capital city in Australia at that. And it is the backdrop for what is a festival of basketball here in beautiful WA.
This is a Coldplay situation or something, is it? We don't know yet. Don't know yet? Okay, right. We'll see. Alright, so let's get into this. It's really simple. My mate over there, DJ Scooby, is going to play some bars of some tunes. You just got to listen to it. I need the title of the song. Alright, if you name the artist, hey, fantastic. But I'll take that best of 3 wins. This incredible mystery box from our mates at Sneakerland. We're here. Are we ready to go? Let's do it. Scooby, let's hit them with that first bar. Who's got it? All right, Stacey, he's shaking it off. Yes, well done. Give her a round of applause, everybody. Taylor Swift, that was very good. All right, next one, hit me. No. Let's move on to another one. Luke, we'll take it. That's right. All right, we're tied. Give me another one. Come on, the entire crowd's singing it. It is I Don't Care. We'll take that best 2 out of 3. Well done. We've got our winner, Bill. Congratulations. Check this out, Bill. This is for you. Look at this. This giant box for our mates at Sneakerland. We're just going to pop that on your lap there, mate. Thanks for a hand up. And our Hoopsfest hype crew. It is the mystery box, and don't forget to check out Sneakerland in the ground room. While you're here today, the match day tickets get you in. It's the perfect way to spend your time in between games. Give it up for it, everybody. Let's hear it.
3-point ball game. It's a massive round 14 for Perth. Home games against Bendigo and against the Townsville Fire. The other 2 teams occupying the top 3 in WNBL26. Top spot potentially, lot to play out, but could be on the line if they can come away with 2 victories. But Bendigo are protecting their territory nicely so far. They hold a 3-point lead as we turn for home here at RAC Arena. Opening game of Hoopsfest, 69-66. Liam Ellison, Larissa Anderson and Laurie Chiswick with you in commentary. This one is delivered so far. Borlase with the treble.
Great start there by Bendigo. That's a big shot. Loz has mentioned Borlase has been a little quieter, but when you look at the spread and players like Kelsey Reese stepping up for 15 points, she hasn't needed to, so that'd be great for her confidence, and look out Perth.
Oh, defender right in her grill.
All right, if you can do it, I can do it as well.
It's like with Atwell, the more you're in my face, the more I'm going to shoot that ball. That was a beautiful shot.
Trading threes here in this one. Bendigo still at 56% from beyond the arc. Borlase inside. Not quite with a teardrop. They'll back out to McConnell.
Well, the Bendigo bigs. Kelsey Griffin is shooting 4 from 5 at 80%. Kelsey Reese 5 from 6 at 83%.
Crosses in and somehow won't go.
Well, she sent her player away, so she had an ISO.
Inside Hans Shu, not quite with the jump hook.
Great job there by Izzy Borlase. She looked pretty much done there, but she just did enough to push Shu out a little bit.
Let's get down for Sunday. Detch's thoughts.
Hey guys, I just caught the back end of the Bendigo quarter time break there. Massive emphasis on pushing the pace and keeping heat on the rim. Obviously they felt that Perth, were able to turn the tide there in the 3rd quarter. So look for this 4th quarter here for them to make a massive push at the basket.
It was a massive 3rd period for Perth. 26-17, they led 3rd quarter scoring the Lynx. Borlase can't lose Wilson. McConnell draws a foul on Perth.
I love McConnell's movement. She's always there to bail a teammate out. She moves really well off the ball.
Well, what I liked about it for Bendigo too was Han Shu is guarding Kelsey Griffin. She is way out at that three-point line, Griffin, and so Han Shu has to stay out there, and so the key was wide open.
Bailey tracks down rebound number 12. Moments after picking up her third personal. Stop and prop, and good D from Emma Clark.
Great block out by Kelsey Griffin too.
Borlée stepping through. That was so strong.
She is so impressive on the fast break. Backs herself every time. That was a great finish. Strong finish.
Chance for three the old-fashioned way. They know it's coming.
Well, Borlée is up to 16 points now, and I'm going to back her that she is definitely going to get to her average of 22.6 points.
She's a fast finisher, Izzy Borlée, in the fourth quarter. Well on their way. Six points the cushion. Here's Han Shu a long way from the iron. Wilson. Oh, read it like a book. Ali Wilson able to come up with another chance. Beautifully timed steal. Atwell finds outside the arc. Ball in the hands of Izzy Borlée. Now she's feeling it. Clark able to sky for the rebound.
Clark just going after it. That's just hard work and effort.
Starting to see what they brought her into the squad for. Han Shu tracks it down on that occasion.
Perth have done a great job to, well, at one point tie up the game, but close certainly that margin, and they may have to make sure that they still stay really active, proactive.
Ciabattoni inside. Griffin will be assessed with a personal. That's her third.
And that's something that Ciabattoni has brought all season, is that when they need a tough basket, a tough score, she makes the right decision. And I think, you know, given Ali Wilson was injured at the beginning of the year, and Chiba stepped up into that point guard role and had to play big minutes and was just able to showcase what she's capable of doing. And then when she came back, she's stayed in that lineup, played big minutes, and really continued on in her great form.
They do have great depth across that position. Atwell, Wilson, Ciabattoni. I think they've really only rounded into form in the last month or so. The Lynx still able to notch up wins early on when they were without Han Shu, without Wilson. On the block, here is Han Shu, not quite. Griffin hit the deck hard.
Hit her head.
You hate to see that. Completely inadvertent contact from Bailey on the rebounding contest. All eyes for the basketball.
Oh dear.
Griffin up and moving, hopefully nothing too serious. You hate to see head knocks. Three and a half gone in this fourth quarter. I suspect they need her there to protect this lead.
Oh, they sure do.
It's up with a 2-2-1 Perth. Atwell got a hand in. Sideline basketball, Bendigo.
That's what Perth need to continue to do. Just be disruptive, you know, whether that's just a little deflection so they can reset their defensive structures, or get in the passing lanes, as we see Chiba just trying to do that then. But they're in this zone that's caused, as you said, Larissa, really slowed them down.
Backed out, Borlée starting to feed her. Reese back in. Poked out, but to the advantage of Wilson.
A bit too close for Reese there. She needed to step back to the three.
Ciabattoni, this crowd ready to explode if they take the lead. Wilson Hit 5 of them, make it 6.
Her feet did everything but step out of her heels are literally out of court.
Well, she just did such a good job of relocating to a receiver spot on that dribble penetration.
Griffin tight to the baseline, skip pass, ball ace. Plenty of red jerseys in front. Able to draw space for McConnell to fire. Smart play, will get the fresh 14. A couple of missed opportunities and the foul call. Well, Lace picks it up. Wilson able to fly into the corner on the Amy replay to continue to chip away at this lead. Now down to 1 point.
Allie Wilson shooting really nicely tonight from the field.
Bendigo jersey tonight, featuring the iconic Bendigo poppet head, a relic from the Gold Rush era, towering over now the modern day Bendigo. In the CBD, here's Wilson off the catch, not quite.
She'd be disappointed in that. She recognized the mismatch there. Well, mismatch, McConnell's been guarding her a lot of the game, but just a bit of a clear out.
Yeah, I really liked what she did there, and I mentioned her three-point shooting. Well, she's 5 from 7 from the three. We've been talking about the Bendigo bigs. 5 from 7 from the three from Allie Wilson. It was a great night out.
Stays with the spirit. Wilson the hand in.
Well, again, high-quality basketball. Only 6 and 8 turnovers, respectively, for these teams, Perth and Bendigo.
Kelsey Reese, not quite off the backboard.
McConnell again, she is just doing all of the one-percenters.
Didn't hit the rim, so ball ace had to heave. Natalie Maley back in, just a short break.
Can Perth hit the front here?
Wilson the chance, ball ace, read it. She loves this situation, advancing, ominous down the floor and draws contact. Wilson can't believe it.
Well, good decision by Borlace. Wilson was back. She was almost there, but wasn't set. Her feet weren't set, and so a good decision to keep attacking her. And she's so cagey when she goes to the basket in transition.
It's a great way of putting it, Laurie. You know what's coming, but stopping it's another thing. That's going to be number 4 as well for Allie Wilson. Foul trouble all over the floor. A few more cool, calm and composed at 21 than Izzy Borlace. And 2 of 2.
That gives her 19 points for the game. She's certainly come alive in this second half, as we knew she would.
Shoot. Hand off Atwell, felt the contact. Reese letting the referee know about it.
Nice little reenactment there.
Well, it's all smarts from Atwell. Three-point differential, 4:09 on the game clock. RAC Arena is looking beautiful to kick off Hoopsfest. Atwell steps out for 3. An old-fashioned wedgie. Had to tick that off sometime this weekend.
It's on everyone's agenda.
You have to say the intensity of this game matches the importance of this game. We know that all 3 teams, the big 3 we talk about, are trying to navigate and get into first spot. We know they get home court advantage, 1 and 2. So it's just so important. They all play each other a few more times. So I'm loving the intensity.
Well, great D.
A lot more active hands from both teams here.
He's we're up.
So impressed with Kelsey Reese's game.
Wilson hit the deck hard. Referee not biting. Maley hit the deck as well. It's all getting a little chippy here for a moment. Atwell and a walk call.
Atwell keen to run to one of those beaches for recovery. A little bit too early. 3.5 minutes.
It's Alan Iverson here taking in WNBL26.
And why wouldn't he want to come and watch this sort of action?
What a superstar to have in the house. Watching the WNBL, the NBL, the fan zone, I'm sure.
Of course, in a Jordan singlet.
Across the entire weekend. We'll be loving it courtside, I'm sure. It's a defensive foul against Wilson. And luckily, he's just the 3, in fact, for Ali Wilson.
But it does send Bendigo to the line now with 5 fouls, 5 team fouls.
And so many big names come out across Australian shores in recent years, taking in what is booming basketball in Australia. Werung with 2.
I think Abby Werung has played such an important role in this game. She just goes about her business, great defense, comes up with some big baskets when they're needed.
It's team foul number 4 now on Bendigo.
She always does. She works hard, but she just gets it done. She always takes a really tough defensive assignment. And when it's ready to, when she needs to knock a shot down, she gets it done.
You'd have to say she's one of the maybe unsung heroes of the competition and Bendigo in particular.
I love that Cal said that her captain, Kelsey Griffin, gives her big raps. She absolutely deserves it.
Sure does. Most underrated player she's ever played with. It's Kelsey Griffin's words. Seal, Wilson, contact. 2 to come at the line.
Nice cheeky little move there by Ali Wilson. You can see how she just gets rid of it. Yep, nice little hip there on McConnell. Really like that she's looked to isolate herself in the post. Not something that we're used to seeing, but she is a really beautiful, tall guard. There are some mismatches there for her.
Well, I like how the team is responding to that and clearing it out and running plays for that setup.
Rounding into crunch time here in the opening game of Hoopsfest, and what a pleasure it would be for the Perth Lynx to be one of the hosting clubs.
It's obviously different to a home game, but then again, it's not a home game. It's obviously a neutral game for everyone. So obviously, it's a different venue for us. It's different pre-game routines. Obviously, everyone's in town. It's a bit of a circus, in fairness, like in a good way. So it's very different. Obviously, being in Perth, no travel's nice, but everything else is foreign. So it just is what it is. It's a really cool concept. We loved it last year, and obviously getting to play real games this time around is even better.
Interesting one. There's still the home game, obviously, for Perth, but do you think with just the different feel to it, it negates the advantage somewhat, maybe?
I don't know. I mean, taking the travel out of it and all your family and friends and regular supporters still able to come and watch the game. Definitely, I can understand what he's saying, it being a different venue, different setup. Circus is an interesting way to describe it, in a good way.
It does have a festive feel. Across the entire city, the fan zone in the CBD.
It's certainly more a home game for Perth than anybody else, put it that way, but I love the whole concept. It would be so much fun for all the teams to be over there together.
Doesn't the court just look magnificent? That big setup on the baseline. And a fantastic job.
Well, just over 3 minutes to go, and Maley with 4 fouls, Clark, Griffin, and Pollard with 4 fouls. So both teams need to be really aware of that.
Ciabattoni again, right there defensively. Wins it back for the Lynx.
She's just doing that so well.
Well, I think if they had a stat line for deflections, she would be right up there.
Wilson with single numbers. Outwell, all eyes for the corner. Front position was Maley. 1, 2 bites at it. Atwell.
Try again.
Oh, where she's headed.
Oh my goodness, Maley.
3 rebounds on the trip. Deep 3 ball. Ali Wilson sticks it. Big hit.
What a great re-screen by Honshu, and Ali Wilson used it beautifully, as you would say, Larissa. And really excellent shot by Wilson.
6 from 8. 6 from 8 from the 3 for Ali Wilson.
They take the lead for the first time since the opening moments. Perth crowd up and about. They need to go. Shot clock about to expire. They don't hear it. This Perth crowd is making that much noise.
That sounds like a nice home crowd to me right there.
Exactly.
Answers the question. 2:03 on the game clock. And here come the Lynx.
Well, now it'll be Bendigo's defense will certainly be tested.
Hanshu fronting the offense. Wilson's been unbelievable. Should go herself. Ciabattoni another chance. Slow-mo inside and Hanshu on the O-glass.
To be able to just pluck the ball out of the air. 3-point lead, 1.5 to go. They've just persevered and persevered. Really great second half so far by Perth.
Tick under 100 seconds remain.
I just love Chipper just uses a different roadmap. She tried one way, got a dead end. Tried another way, found it, didn't quite go, but it's okay because there's Han ready to clean up for it.
They've done that so well really throughout Bendigo, keeping Hanshu out of the paint, off the glass. Not that time.
She's not going to get any shorter as the game goes on. So provided she just keeps getting after it, eventually it's going to work out for her.
Big round 14 for Perth. Home game coming up on Jan 20 against Townsville as well. They've got one more crack at the Spirit as we open up February. A lot riding on this one. It's so close throughout the top three, along with Townsville.
Bendigo have been up all game, Loz, all game. There's a minute and a half to go. What's your call?
Well, I backed Bendigo at the start of the game, and look, I'm going to just stick with that because I think they've, come up with the goods. I think it's a hard ask the way the game is going right now. I feel like the momentum is with Perth, but, there's some great players on Bendigo that can drag this 3-point margin back.
We all know a minute and a half is a long time.
Sure is. Ball ace. Stepping down low. She'll earn her way for 2 free throws Sunday. This place is buzzing for Perth right now.
Right there, you see a huddle led by none other than Kelsey Griffin. And you can just imagine she's just keeping them settled, telling them exactly what they're about to do defensively. Listen to that crowd.
Lace once again. She has been perfect from the line so far. 7-7.
What a great way to spend your weekend at the Hoopfest. So absolutely spoilt rotten with all the best basketballers in the country, all under one roof.
So much action to come as well.
Ali Wilson, 26 points. She's the one that they need to contend with to stop.
All alone, Annalie Maley in the corner. Big hit. Bullseye.
Ouch. That's a huge 3 by Maley.
Back out by 3, the Lynx. And another timeout here.
And a quiet 16 rebounds, if you don't mind, to Maley. 2 above her average.
Wilson able to find Maley wide open. Sunday Edge, let's get back down to you courtside.
I think it's too loud down there. You can't hear us.
I think so. We'll try Sunday again in the They are making so much noise here at RAC Arena.
Interesting there on that last possession. You can see Kelsey Griffin chose not to close Maley out because of the attention that she wanted to give and help out on Zhu inside. Maley, credit to her, she shot it with confidence and knocked it down. That's a big shot.
Well, it is, because sometimes if you're that wide open, you second guess yourself, but she didn't. She shot it, went in, and now she sees her team up by 3 points with 1:14 to go.
Juan Petrick still with 2 timeouts in the bank. Kennedy Kariyama has used all of Bendigo's.
I feel like this game deserves overtime.
It's got that feeling. I'm with you, Laurie.
I'm not sure we'll get there, but it's just been that high-quality game.
Fans wouldn't mind some more free basketball, with more to come this evening as well. Wilson recovers. Here's Griffin for three.
That was a great shot.
It really was.
Really executed well.
We're here for overtime, Loz. We wanted that to go down. Great pass, Ellie. Oh, is that not a travel?
Clean D, just about looked it, Larissa.
Great help. Triple teamed.
All happening here. Let's hope third time's the charm. Sunday, it's so loud here at RAC Arena.
Oh, look
Guys,
at that young
it's unbelievable in here. The atmosphere is fantastic.
It's really starting to heat up. That's such a big job this evening, Kelsey Reese, and she has delivered in spades.
Oh, I was just about to say, I'm so impressed with her. She has had such a good game. That is, look at her darling red face. She's working so hard.
15 points, all from beyond the arc, and that changes with the first free throw dropping. Strong on the second, but it favours ball ace.
Big offensive board here.
Almost the favoured result for Bendigo. Massive offensive board.
Why not?
She'll step into it. Ball ace rattles out. That has happened 3 times this evening.
They don't need a foul here. 2 points down. They'll still have 20-odd seconds left if they can get a stop.
Clock their friend. Now ticking under 10.
Neither team can afford to foul.
Who else?
Ciabattoni blows by 3 and gets the roll in game 150.
Why not? Give it to Captain Poise to get the job done.
Well, there's no timeout left for Bendigo, so they've got to recognize they've got a quick hitter.
2-possession ball game. Ali Wilson, hands in, last touch Bendigo.
I think Ryan Petrick's called a timeout to advance the ball here.
Now they can look after the basketball and maybe win it with free throws. They're 85% from that spot this evening.
Well, it was just discussed that they were discussing defense at halftime. It certainly has stepped up. You can see all the active hands as we look at Chiba's big finish here.
Wow. In her 150th game, again, she's just come up big time to score when that score is needed. And then Ali Wilson, look how excited she is.
But Chiba's hands as well. She has led from the front defensively the whole second half too, getting up the floor, and you see Ali Wilson's hands there. Their deflections have been a big part of the second half.
It's been a tale of 2 halves with the defense. 52 at halftime Bendigo had. Perth have held them to 29 since.
And Perth have shot 45, which is a lot closer to their average.
Here we go, basketball advance for the Lynx. Four-point buffer, crucial. Spirit have led for 35 minutes in this contest. Perth have come home rampaging. Wilson. No need to work here.
Interesting that Bendigo have chosen not to foul here.
And they'll dribble it out. It is interesting indeed. But it means the Lynx will take it away here. 14th victory of the season. And they tie the Spirit with 4 losses as well. They are right up there, top of the table. It's so close alongside the Fire. 85-81. And a massive second half anchored by their defense, Larissa Anderson.
Absolutely. Active hands, getting up the floor. Loved their change up into the zone. It really did disrupt and slow Bendigo down. Credit to Bendigo too, though. They had a fantastic game overall and only just falling by 4 points. What a great game to watch.
Well, it was such a good game of elite women's basketball and showcasing what's available at Hoopsfest, what we're looking forward to in the last pointy end of the season. It could not have been any better. And the shooting, the distribution of players and what they did and what they brought. Alex Ciabattoni's 150th game to celebrate. There's just so many good stories in this game.
Certainly is. It was an offensive masterclass in the first half from both sides. Defense was more of the story in the second. All 5 starters for Perth were in double figures in the end. Ciabattoni had 11 in her 150th game. And they're pumped up. Ali Wilson led the way with 26. I thought she was outstanding, Laurie.
Oh, I mean, she just showed why, again, I don't know, do we consider her an MVP? Anytime anybody has a good game, I'm thinking that, you know, they need to be considered in the talk. But she's been exceptional in this game. She scored, she took advantage, she didn't, I thought her shot selection was really good, great on defense. She was really set the pace.
Here she is on the floor with Sunday Detch.
Hey guys, we're joined here with Ali Wilson. Ali, what a game tonight. How'd you feel out there?
Yeah, I think we didn't start how we wanted to start in that first half. We had a bit of a chat at halftime and changed some things and came out and gave more energy and effort. And when we play like that, you know, we're hard to beat. So we're happy with the result.
That zone really turned the tide, was able to get you open for a lot of threes down the stretch. How do you think that's going to impact you guys going forward, and how did that bode well for you guys tonight?
Yeah, we are mixing it up a little bit, seeing what we can do defensively. We have more of a focus this year on the defensive end, and the offensive end will just flow. Whatever shots we get, we know that we can take them when we have a green light, so the offensive end takes care of itself.
Ali, you guys took down the top team tonight. Fantastic game. Go celebrate with your team.
Thank you, appreciate it.
6 of 9 from distance, 26 points, 7 boards, and 3 assists for Ali Wilson to lead the way for the Lynx. And they are in the winners column once again. They are rampaging home in WNBL26, win number 14, tied with Townsville on that number as well. Stick around, we'll wrap it all up just after this. Game 1 of Hoopsfest in the books here in Perth. Perth, a city nestled in nature. Kings Park, one of the biggest city parks in the globe. It is bigger than Central Park. So much to do here in WA, the home of Hoopsfest. And we've just seen what has been one of the games of the season, no doubt. The Perth Lynx and the Spirit went all the way down to the wire. And the Spirit, they count themselves desperately unlucky. It's got to hurt after leading for so much of that contest.
Well, they did everything but win that game, didn't they? They were so impressive. So impressed with young Kelsey Reese. She played such a good game at both ends. So look, Bendigo will be really disappointed with the result, but I don't think they can be too disappointed with how they played.
Oh, no, I think it was just a quality game. And I have to say, I'm as excited now as I was at the start of this game. It was fun to watch. It was great basketball. And, you know, there's more to come in this Hoopsfest, so can't wait, but really good game of basketball. Fans loving it in the arena at RAC. Here's the Bunnings ladder, and Laurie, talk us through this because it is tight at the top. There are so many different head-to-heads to look at, and this season percentage comes into the calculation too. Well, it does. Head-to-head doesn't play a part until later down the track, but right now you can see Townsville, Perth are on the same win-loss, but Townsville have the superior percentage, so they stay up there in first spot. And Bendigo, with that loss, all of a sudden tumble down to third. But there's still lots of basketball to be played between those three teams. That sure sets it up as well for that Jan 20 matchup here in Perth between the Fire and the Lynx. Top spot could come down to that. Alan Iverson out here enjoying the show at Hoopsfest with both sides. It has been so much fun to bring this one to you. Liam Ellison, Larissa Anderson and Laurie Chiswick here with you in commentary. Sunday Detch courtside. Thank you very much for joining us for the opening game of Hoopsfest. The Lynx come away with it on their home floor in their home city. From all of our hard-working team here behind the scenes, thank you and good night and enjoy the weekend to come.